Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Finds. Now we're going to start with 3 records that were sent to me by a longtime viewer, fan of the show, Scott. He was kind enough to send me these out of the blue. I actually forgot that he told me he was going to send me some stuff, and just showed up on my mailbox. I'm like, I don't remember ordering a bunch of records, and I open it up and it's all brand new records. So right off the bat, thank you, Scott. That was too kind of you, and I really appreciate it. So we're going to start with this double LP from 2007 on Rounder Records, Raising Sand by Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. So this is a fantastic album by the two of them. It's very, I would say, rooted in American country style music, maybe folk, but I wouldn't even go folk because it really is more of a country feel. But it's so soothing and relaxing to listen to. The two of them together make such a great pair, and musically it's top notch. Look at the back cover there. I love that photo. This is a gatefold, and it does have lyrics, which is great. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this. I'll show you guys the records. Let's see. This is side 1. Pretty basic label, just taking that sea and sky motif and just making that a label. There's side 2. There's side 3 and side 4. So yeah, that is Raising Sand. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what to expect from this record, but I knew it was very good, and this did not disappoint. Up next, we have Frankie Rose with her album Cage Tropical from 2017 on Slumberland Records. When I first saw this, I was confused by it because I was like, oh, I never heard of Frankie Rose. But then I went back into my iTunes and I realized, no, I have several songs by her. And it's interesting to hear the sort of progression of her music, because this is much more, I would say, kind of like ethereal, chill, but not like shoegaze. It's got like a modern retro kind of a feel. But anyway, I went back to some of her earlier stuff, and she started off sort of a like that Best Coast sort of beachy vibe, and now it's a little bit more refined. Her style's a little bit more introverted, and yeah, this was cool. And there's the back cover, pretty simple layout here. It did come with a insert. You got a palm tree on one side, and like credits and thank yous and stuff right there. And I'll show you the record. In fact, I'll do 2 things at the same time. So this inner sleeve here is a brand new product by Vinyl Storage Solutions. They're out of Canada. They also make these dual flap outer sleeve. I talked about these before. He now makes them without the sticky back, but you can see how there's 2 pockets right there. Anyway, so yeah, he makes that, and he also made this new product here. And what it is, it's kind of similar to that other inner sleeve I just showed you with the Robert Plant record, but this, it takes its cut kind of right at the top here, so it's kind of like a pocket flap here. And so yeah, you just kind of peel it back like that, and you pop the record out. And this is on a white vinyl. There's also, I think, an even more limited color variant if you are interested in that. There's side B, and when you want to put the record back in, you just open up that flap, stick the record in, and then kind of bend this back and slip it over the top there. This might be overkill for you, or you might really like it. Anyway, go to Vinyl Storage Solutions and check them out for yourselves. Up next, Scott sent me the Cult Sonic Temple from 1989. This is the 30th anniversary edition. I love this album, I really do. And this is expanded to a double LP. It's got a ton of tracks on here, including an acoustic and then a rock mix of Firewoman. But man, I remember when I kind of sort of inherited my brother's record collection, this was in there, a UK import of this record, a single record. And I remember being obviously drawn to the cover art because it's exactly the same as this one. And I was like, oh, the Cult, never heard of the Cult. I put it on and I was like, oh no, I've heard these songs. I've heard Firewoman. And I loved that record so much. It just had such a big sound, such a like get you ready for the day kind of a sound. It was really, really cool. And I still have that record. I still put it on from time to time. this is a fantastic release. It takes the inner sleeve of the original album, or maybe it was an insert. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I just remember this was an insert, the credits, and then this photo of them in front of a 57 Chevy right there out in the, looks like Joshua Tree Park there. I'll show you guys the records real quick. They came in these black paper polyline sleeves. There's side 2, there's side 1, a little out of order there, but you guys get the idea. I'll show you the second record. Let's see, there is side 4, side 3, I'm on a roll here. Yeah, this sounded great, by the way. If you're in the market, I highly recommend picking up this version of the album because it really does it justice. It expands it, and it sounds fantastic. So thank you very much, Scott. I really appreciate all of these records. All right, so next up I have 2 records from Bandbox. If you remember from last Awesome Finds, I talked about them. They're a relatively new record club, and how they're a little different is that they send you 2 records by the same artist. So each record comes with 2 zines, and for, well, I'll get to the record this month. But anyway, like here are the 2 for Weezer. So you have kind of a general overview of the band. And then we have Fan Talks, which is a back and forth, kind of like an interview between Alex and Seth. And they talk about the Blue Album, and they go track by track, which was a pretty cool read to kind of see what other people think of that record. So this month, or I guess now you can choose, is the band Ride. And I'll be honest, I didn't know who Ride were before these records showed up. And, you know, there's just so many bands out there, and maybe because I grew up in the US, I didn't hear about this UK band, and I'm ashamed that I'm only finding out about them now because they are fantastic and totally up my alley. And so the first record is titled Going Blank Again from 1992. This is a repressing, I believe it's a remaster. Came with a lyric sheet. It's a gatefold. I love that photography right there, and there's the back cover. They are shoegaze mixed with Britpop and that early 90s sound. So it's like, oh, this is amazing. And they're the real deal. And they really have a wonderful sound. It's warm, it's inviting, it's introspective, but it's also very catchy. It really straddles those 2 worlds very, very well. There's side 1, side 2. You gotta learn how to spell ride if you want to know which side is which. There's E and D. And then the other Ride record, this is called This Is Not a Safe Place from 2019. And I'll show you the inside real quick. Get a great shot of them recording. And there's the back track listing. It did come with lyrics, single-sided again. And I also got a poster. Show you that. So there you go. So this is a brand new record by the band, and it's like they haven't aged. They only got better with time, and it's just more of that great shoegaze goodness. And if you're into it, you're gonna love this record. And man, these guys are fantastic. Now, let's see. Okay, here we go. This is side A. And there is side B. And as you can see, both of these records came in polylined black paper sleeves. And let's see, this should be side 3, or side C, excuse me. And there is side D. Now I'll show you guys the booklets that came with. We have issue 3, and then the Fan Talks on Going Blank Again. And this is very similar to the Blue Album, where they interview style between Seth and Alex. So here is more of an overview of the band, and it's cool. It's got some personal stories by Alex, the time he went out to the coast of England. And then you have sort of like a biography of the band with some great photos. And then it talks about their EPs here and how you shouldn't skip those. Those are definitely part of the story. And as we, look at that photo. Love that picture right there. As we continue on, It just, yeah, basically goes up into the present day, 2019. So yeah, there you go. If you guys are interested in joining Bandbox, there is a Vinyl Rewind promo code that will save you 50% off your first order. Also, a new thing that they're doing is that you can pick who you want to be your first order from all of the previous month's artists. So you don't have to go with the current one, which I believe is St. Vincent. You could go back to Weezer, Neil Young, or Ride and go from there. Also, they do have a Discogs integration so that they don't send you a record you already have. So I think that's pretty cool. So go over to bandbox.com to find out more. Up next, I have Danko Jones with A Rock Supreme from 2019. And, you know, it's funny, Danko Jones, I've heard of this band and I've just never gotten around to listen to them. And I finally did with this record and I really enjoyed it. They are just kick-ass rock and roll. Just, you could even call them stoner rock, but they're just like, get in your car, pedal to the metal, let's go do something fun kind of a music. And I think lyrically, that's where this band really stands out because man, every once in a while I'll catch a line and it just cracks me up. There's a great sense of humor. Cover art, man, I love this. This is how I spent a lot of my youth, building model kits, and I love that. I love this artwork, especially this style. Opening up, you get a close-up of the model kit of the band on top of what looks like a 69 Charger with a big old air intake right there. I love that skull. Yeah, on the back there, I love how you get the band ready to be put back together, and then you get the track listing. I also came with an inner sleeve with lyrics and thank yous. And I'll show you guys the record real quick. This came on a really nice blue color. Again, this is another one of those vinyl storage solution sleeves. Here is side A right there, and there is side B. So yeah, Danko Jones, I do recommend them. They were a fun listen, and if you're into stoner rock, hard rock and roll, just a good time, definitely check them out. Up next, I have Silversun Pickups with their album Carnivas from 2006 on Danger Bird Records. Double LP gatefold, really beautiful design, and on the back there. This was a fun listen because I haven't heard this in a long time, maybe, gosh, I don't know, since like 2010, 11. And it was so much fun to revisit it. It still sounds fantastic. And on vinyl to boot, this was a treat for the ears. And so here is the vinyl itself. This is, what's interesting is that each color is a little different. Or what's interesting is that each record is a little different. Okay, let me get you record 1 here. So this is a much darker brown. This is, well, it's side 2. And that is side 1. And this is the second record here, side 4 and side 3. I'm on a roll here, going backwards. Yeah, so you can kind of see the two different colors there, sort of a deep Coca-Cola brown and more of like an orange crush with some red and green sprinkled throughout. Very interesting color choices. I believe if you go on Discogs, this record's been reissued a number of times in many different colors, but yeah, just so thankful to have this on vinyl. It's one of my favorite albums to come out of 2006 and that whole early 2000s era from 2000 to 2010, 9, I'm not sure how you count that, but that whole 10-year period, one of my favorite records come out of that, and just, classic. It's a classic record. If you haven't heard it, you gotta check it out. So up next, I have 2 records I purchased off of crates. This first one's by Robochop and it's titled Slow Jams. But this is like smooth, chill wave. And I had never heard that, but that's a fantastic way to describe this music. It's like driving at night. It's very calming, it's very cool. Just, yeah, puts me in a great headspace. It's perfect for after a long day. Just kind of put this on and just relax, I'm telling you. And I'll show you the record. Here we go. Let's see. This is side A, and there is side B. If you're into kind of slow jams, kind of chilled out music, electronic, hip hop beat laden, definitely check out this band. Check out this album. I don't know if it's on Spotify, but I know it's on Bandcamp, and this was only 104 pressed, so this might be hard to find on vinyl. But at the very least, check out Robochop. So up next, I have Better Than Ezra's third album titled Friction Baby. And I was surprised that this was put out by Krauss because this is on Elektra Records, right? And I guess they were just trying something to gauge interest in this repress before actually doing it. This was put out by Run Out Groove. I don't really know much about them. And this does come with an insert. You have thank yous, credits, and more photos of the band. And this was a clear vinyl, very striking. There is side 1, and there is side 2. So yeah, Better Than Ezra, Friction Baby, great album. Check it out, revisit it if it's been a while because it really holds up, and I'm just thankful to have it on vinyl now. And last up, we have Taking Back Sunday, Tell All Your Friends, originally released in 2002. This is their debut album. I didn't even realize that. This is an amazing album. I remember when it came out, I could not get enough of it. Of course, I was listening to it on the radio, so anytime that song would come on, my roommate and I would just sing along. I think it was Cute Without the E, cut from the team. And man, such a great album. This is put out by Craft Recordings, which is a reissue label, and they did a fantastic job with this. I'll pull out the record real quick. There also came with an insert here. So here you go. You got lyrics and photos, and look at that. That was such a thing at that time too. Synchronized jumping with the guitars. I think Sum 41 had a patent on that. And yeah, you know what's funny is I never owned this ever. I just listened to it on the radio a lot. And I never also noticed that this freeway is 280. And this is going up to San Francisco. This is right by Stanford, I believe, Stanford University. And I would drive this all the time going from Santa Cruz to San Francisco. So, especially at that time, I was in college. Yeah, because, 2002, but really I went into college around, well, I was in community college, but then I went to college in San Francisco around the end of 2002, 2003. So man, this brings me right back. Oh, so good. Show you the record real quick. If I can. Oh yeah, this is another one of those sleeves. Let's see. Here we go. There's side A, very plain labels, and side B, but you know what? They get the job done. So yeah, this was a blast to revisit. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun listening to it. It was like a trip down memory lane with a lot of these songs. And also it was fun to explore it as an album because I had never done that before. Like I said, I only listened to the big hits off the radio and that was it. But man, Taking Back Sunday, I listened to these guys unabashed. I just love this blend of emo punk, emo rock that was coming out at this time, and just, man, so good. So thank you, Craft Recordings, for sending this to me. All right, well, that will do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching, but I especially want to thank Scott for sending me those records. That was too kind of you, sir. Thank you again. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know which of these records were your favorite. And until then, I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching this episode of Awesome Finds. And if you want to see more, I have a playlist right there, as well as a video that YouTube will choose for me.